guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Bob.
I'm Spencer.
And I'm Jeff.
And this is the Board Game Rundown. There's no Dan this week. That's why we got Jeff.
Yep.
Dan's been suspended or he's like on vacation.
Suspended.
We like saying suspended,
Yeah.
right? So this week we have got games we played, we've got news, we've got crowdfunding, and we've got a topic picked by our man right here.
But
and he's gonna
first-
run it down.
Make sure you're liking, subscribing, ringing that bell, sharing our videos, and commenting on our. We have a
Giveaway.
Yes.
We are trying to give away. We want to give someone a copy of Edge of Darkness from AEG. We have a specific video on the channel. All you have to do is already be a subscriber and comment on that video. Once we get to 500 subs, we're under 80 away. We're close. Once we get to 500 subs, we are going to pick someone randomly from that comments list, and we are going to send you the game free, gratis.
Yes.
Boom.
Yes.
So
All right.
that's easy enough, right?
Yeah.
So all of that business out of the way. Let's get into games we played. Bobby.
It's been a couple weeks.
It has. We took Mother's Day off.
We
had
did. Yeah, we got to
give some
do
love
what
to
you
the
got to do.
mothers.
Yep.
So
But I played a lot of games.
Uh-oh.
Played After the Empire.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys just missed the Game Found. Just closed out their final days on that. But yeah, I introduced some new people to it, and
Perfect.
it's a big hit.
It's
Yep.
going over well.
Yep,
Right on.
Yep. Also played Lords of Vegas.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good.
And you played your souped up fancy
We
edition,
did.
right?
Played with Sarah. She wasn't super into it. Like
Okay.
she had fun, but she wasn't super into it. So
Is it too mean?
no, we only had 3 of us. So I think with
Oh,
more people,
sure,
it would have been a lot
sure.
more interactive.
I don't care. I love that
Yeah.
game.
My friend Tom came over and he finally got me to play Detective, a modern crime board
Detective's
game.
good.
It is a good
Well, you
game.
played it
Wanna
with
play
us.
that?
Well,
but you were
yeah,
sick.
I was really sick.
We were playing virtually.
Yeah, we were playing virtually. I was super sick and I was just out of it.
Yeah,
so,
well, that's good. So you didn't remember anything.
I didn't remember anything. So yeah, we played through that and that was super fun. I played Mercado de Lisboa with some other friends.
And
Plus,
with us.
we played it here. We'll have a video of that coming soon.
Ooh.
Yeah, Dan, see what happens when you're not here.
Don't worry, Spencer's got his fingers loaded too.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
ready.
I'm ready.
We played we played 2 different Star Wars Unlock.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
those were super cool.
Man, I gotta
Sarah,
get that
She
game.
dug it. And what I like about those is you don't rip up anything. So I'm going to able to repackage it and I'm going to give it to my niece when I'm done.
I want
think
it
she'll.
when
I'm
done. No, I get it.
We'll see.
He's cooler than me.
And then I got to pull out and play my fancy copy of Black Fleet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that was super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on, man.
Yeah, it was a pretty
right
good little
on.
list.
Yeah. So I've been playing a lot of Ascension online.
Okay.
Against a mutual fan of the board game mechanics, Mike Picorni. We've been playing back and forth.
Okay.
We just kind of have ongoing games. Like I'll win one, he wins one. We just go back and forth. Boom, boom,
Mm-hmm.
boom, boom. I've been playing a ton of Magic on the app.
Nice. Yeah, the arena.
Yeah, it's free. You
Yep.
can spend money and buy stuff.
More cards,
And that's
yeah.
fine. I've been real tempted.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
But it's like, oh, if I got physical copies, I totally would. But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the only thing that holds me back. But I have a blast doing it. You unlock like new decks all the time.
Yeah, just
So
by playing and doing things.
just
you
by
are
playing
getting
and
to
doing
new
things,
stuff.
and they're giving you packs. You're earning current in-game currency, so you
Mm-hmm.
can. My goal now is to save up enough to get into one of the draft tournaments. Because
Okay.
it would not take that long. It'd probably take
Sure.
like 3 or 4 days of playing
Actual
a couple rounds a
serious
day.
playing, yeah.
To be able to just get into an online draft.
Okay.
And you play till you get three losses.
All right.
So and then all the cards you get in the draft, you
get
get
to keep.
actually add
Yeah.
to your collection.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's rad. It's really rad. I really like it. We played Mercado de Lisboa.
Yep.
We played Tapestry with
Oh,
the
yeah.
expansion.
I have to write that one
yes.
down.
I really, really, really liked a lot. And yeah, I think that's it for me.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I got to play with my daughter a number of games. I taught her, it's an old game called Cosmic Wimpout.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
remember
it's
that.
a
It's a
dice
push your
playing-
luck.
push your luck dice playing game. My daughter didn't really understand the push your luck aspect until I started to show her, hey, look, I can get more points if I take a risk. And then, of course, she would always train wreck and
Yeah.
That's
oh well.
Teaching
right.
them
But she actually won.
What?
There you
Yeah,
go.
Nice.
Yeah, she got it in the end.
Yep.
I also taught her San Juan.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
I love that game. And a little bit of Race for the Galaxy, one of my favorite games. And I got to teach someone how to play Nemesis.
Nice. There you go.
Oh, yeah. It
That's
was
always a good day, right?
that was more than one day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that particular game of Nemesis was the easiest game of Nemesis I've ever played.
Okay.
He got the luckiest rolls. We're going from one end to the ship, and we don't see any intruders. just noise tokens everywhere. And I'm like, okay, when we go to the other end of the ship, surely we're going to trip some of these noise. No, we just somehow always make it to their end.
Rolled just right.
It was like round 6 left before we finally found an intruder.
Wow.
And my goal was to kill the queen. So I'm like,
How's that
You
going to
can't
happen?
even find that.
Can't find one little in the clean.
but we did win. We managed to blow the ship up. We did actually. They came out at the end and they started to swarm us. And then we're like, oh, okay. Now that there's noise tokens everywhere, we can't make it anywhere without getting attacked. But I mean, he had the soldier. He had the luckiest rolls for picking up items. So he was just mowing things down.
Oh, yeah.
But hopefully next time, because he wanted a hard game, so that's why I pulled it out.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Next time,
He's like,
hopefully,
this never happens, I
he'll
swear.
get to see how the game really you normally play. It's trying to kill you at every turn.
Yep.
And then I played Tainted Grail.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, I love Tainted Grail.
Oh yeah, just the
Need to
first
play
bit.
more.
But yeah, I need to play more. I'm doing the solo mode right now. I'm considering bringing in a second character. Just see what
I
it's
think
like.
running with 2 characters is the recommended way to go. Just online, like people talking about.
Okay,
like, oh
okay,
yeah,
yeah.
run 2 characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to trying that one more. It doesn't actually take as much room up on my table as I thought it would. So,
Sure.
yeah.
Nice.
Oh, and we played the others. That
Yeah.
You'll see.
Yeah, those things.
Those things.
Yeah.
You playing the
Jeff?
games, Jeff?
Playing the games?
I actually did.
Nice.
A friend of mine had a board game night, so I brought over some board games I thought would be fun kind of party games. I played, finally, the Princess Bride.
Oh, Battle of the
game.
Wits?
Yeah, the one
yeah.
that you guys have seen on the roulette that hasn't been picked yet. We played it with 3 people, and I think it might be better with more than 3 people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it gets
probably.
you
Yeah.
need more people to make it more confusing.
Yeah,
Correct.
because we
Yeah.
were just like flipping over cards going, okay, well,
Yeah.
this is what's here.
Yeah.
I also played Just One.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
Great
and
game.
I have to give props to Dan for suggesting that because everywhere I've taken it, people have loved it.
Nice.
Listen,
But
listen, listen.
don't
Wanna
tell
play
Dan
games.
anything
Listen,
about props.
Dan doesn't need props
He doesn't need
because
any props.
everyone will tell you that game is
Yeah.
great, not
Sure.
just Dan.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
You
you're
don't
right.
get credit for going outside and seeing the sky and be like, there's the sky. Yeah, everybody knows the sky is up there. Okay, you don't get credit for
Dan
saying
pointed
it.
that out.
Dan is so smart.
The big
Seriously,
game,
we love you, Dan. But
yeah. the big game that I played is the one my friend wanted to play because she had like the collector's edition borrowed was Everdell.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
Nice.
I haven't played that
Big
one.
tree
Yeah.
in the middle.
It was an interesting game.
Never played it.
Yeah, like there was one thing I had a big issue with, and that's
You hate furry woodland creatures.
That's a big, wrong game.
You have chosen
Yeah.
poorly.
Yeah.
well the point for those at home. The point of the game is like you have to build your village of like places and people or animal critters, and you have like 15 spaces. But my friend played a card that was apparently did not count towards one of those like spots, and it's like the only card in the game that like does that. And I was like, wait a second, what do you mean this doesn't count towards a thing? It's like, yeah, no, I'm putting it under my card. I was like, yeah, but that doesn't count towards your 15. And it
Yeah,
was
I haven't played.
and apparently it was like a game-breaking card that would
Oh.
let her
Went super easy.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
So I was like, all right, that's
Usually that's a card Bob gets.
I know.
right. Yeah,
I can't believe I just won this game
yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, and so Bob and I had the opportunity to play a
Yep.
game that is not out yet.
Yeah.
The
Oh.
Tux Rebellion. So that's
Yep.
T'_UX, I believe.
I think that's how it's spelled.
Rebellion. So it takes place in a like a medieval
Fantasy
fantasy
realm. Yep.
realm. And so there's unique houses.
Yep.
And we played a 3-player game with the designer.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say that, and it's all card based. It's
Yep.
card based. It's
Like tactics.
a little bit of hand building.
Yep. Yep. And then like
And-
how you do your battles is very tactful. Like there's front lines, back lines,
And there's
like
engine-
flanking.
And there's engine building. So you've
Yep.
got cards that are like basically upside down, right? And then
Yep.
as you build them,
They flip over.
They flip over. They might some take longer to build, so they tick around. You know, like so they
Oh, yeah,
rotate.
yeah.
So then when they are right side up, then
They're ready to go.
They're ready to go. So those will give you like ongoing
Resources
benefits, like
and
resources
benefits.
and things like that.
Yep.
Some can defend other buildings, like outposts or walls. I will tell you what. By the time I had my, and it didn't take that long, all my tier 1 cards built, like I was like, I wish I could see tier 2 stuff.
Yeah, because he only has online. He only has like the tier 1 stuff, and then it ranks up, right? Tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and like your houses become more and more like diverse and specialized and things like that. So
okay.
yeah,
It's all just cards.
It's all cards.
It's all
All
cards.
right.
There, you know, and maybe some dice. Like
Yeah,
there's a die
to help die
occasionally.
with to like determine a couple certain things. You
Right,
roll
but
a die.
but I will tell you, I had a really good time. I love like tactical strategy stuff, and I know Bob does too. It's kind of perfect.
Yeah.
And so, for a minute, we drew all these events, and all of a sudden these war cards
Battles
are
keep
out,
coming
these
up, yeah.
battles. And so basically, like we did one big battle. And we got one of the biggest ones.
Yeah, I think
like,
the biggest one is like 20 cards, and this
cards.
one we had was 17.
So we
it's
had
right up there
17
towards the
enemy units.
Yeah.
that were lined up, and we had them lined up. And so there was like the front, then there's like the rear. So you have like the range guys in the rear, and there's even flanks, right? So as you
cavalry, things like that. You want to put on the flanks, try to come around the outside.
So we knew this battle was coming. We knew this army is coming. So we all cooperatively
start putting our guys out, lining them up.
and building up our units. So my house like was really good with range stuff. So I built my unique units, and I had them on like in the back, and then so basically we outnumbered them by one.
We had one extra unit.
Yeah, so it's like 18 versus 17. Did we lose anything?
I think we might have lost one or two, but not very many.
Wow.
Yeah, we
But-
whooped them.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Do not put Bob and I on a team.
Where you let's use tactics and strategy.
If you want tactics and strategy, because
Yeah.
we play a lot of games like that. I'd like to think we're both pretty good at those kind of games. And so Matt, who is the design, like, whoa.
Yeah.
Well,
You should do it. You guys already started doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. We're like, well, yeah, we figured archers in the back, cavalry over here.
Yeah.
What you do, right?
Right. And then I kind of, it clicked like the cards I needed to keep like kind of early.
Yeah, because you get to the nice thing is like there's always phases where you'll be able to discard cards you don't want and then draw new cards to replenish. So it's like because you have to have specific cards. If you have like lots of cavalry or lots of infantry, the cards are like cavalry bonus or infantry bonus or an archery bonus.
So
things
cards
like
are going
that.
to affect specific unit
Units.
types. So yeah. So I just had really good bonuses, and we just zeroed in.
worked out,
We just
yeah.
zeroed in really well on
Yeah.
the right things. We collapsed the flank, and then it just went badly
Yeah.
really quick.
Yeah.
It was a
pretty
lot
cool.
of fun.
It was.
And then it's a semi-cooperative.
Semi-cooperative.
So for each kill, you get like a favor, right? So if you do the killing blow on a unit,
You get points for it.
You get points for it. And then you get points for like building up your buildings
and
and
stuff.
advancing in the
Yep.
tiers.
So does that lend itself to kill stealing?
Sniping a little bit,
A
yeah,
little
maybe.
bit, yeah, but not terribly.
Not terribly,
Yeah.
because it basically
Because
is
you're
just
playing to
gonna,
a ton of those points anyway. It's like, oh, you only need 20, and I'm going to sneak in and grab 2. You need, like, what do you say, like 150. So if somebody comes in and steals 1 or 2, it's like, all right, jerk, but it's not going to be the difference between the game.
yeah. So learning, it took a little while learning, but
I am not familiar with Tabletop Simulator at all. So it was a lot of, like, holding my hand and walking me through things.
So we were like learning like 2 things at
Yeah,
once, right?
yeah.
But I would say once we learned the game, like if we sat down and played that again, it would go a lot faster.
Yeah.
And
especially, like, IRL, right? If you
yeah,
have the
oh,
actual
yeah.
components, it'd be way faster.
yeah, in real life, it would just be boom, 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 and go really quickly. So this game will be coming to Kickstarter in the future.
We'll have more details on that.
Yeah. And we hope to have to Skype Matt in and
Yeah.
actually have him talk about his game.
That's something else we're working on, too.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
Exciting
but yeah,
things to come.
The Tooks
Tooks
Rebellion.
Rebellion. Yep.
Was a lot of fun. I had a
Is
good
that
time
more
playing it.
like realistic or fantastical?
No, it's more realistic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't
Alright.
see much magic. I know that there's like
Yeah, there's a magical faction, but it's not like you don't see any elves. And,
Sure.
Well, no, my guys were elves, weren't they?
I don't remember.
Kind of looked at that pointy ears.
I was tired.
Well, yeah, and then it's not all full art,
And I
yet, right?
couldn't
'Cause it's
see-
still,
I couldn't see the
new.
art really. Like I didn't look at the art really up close. I looked at the building art, and that all looked really cool. But yeah, it's got really solid art too, and he has a really interesting story on how he
Yeah, and how he got out the artists and whatnot.
cultivated the artist.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll hear more
So
about
kind
that
of
in
going
the
into the
future.
news thing, right?
Yeah. Going to the news.
It's because it also ties in with games I played online. Spirit Island.
Yep.
They've released the Branch and Claw expansion for the online version.
Oh, right
So
on.
finally, my favorite spirit, right? The sharp fangs behind the leaves is
Yes.
available. You can have the claw tokens and the branch tokens and the disease tokens and whatnot.
So-
Adds the events in, and yeah, it was like $10. I'm like, give it to me.
When they do the Children of the Corn faction, I'm in. He
Yeah.
who walks behind the rose. Because that's how they're all named.
They
right?
are named like
kinda
that. Yeah.
right? So I
But
want
no,
he who
super
walks behind the
excited
rose.
about that though. But
Yeah,
it's-
that's
it's-
awesome,
'cause
man.
Spirit Island is super good. You can play it solo on there. and they keep adding more and more spirits and more things. It's totally worth it. And they have a new thing now too, like so you can play through it, and if you get done and win, you could just finish, or you can be like continue your journey. And so it retires that spirit, and then but you get to pick certain things to pass on to the new spirit.
New
And
game
it's like
plus.
it's the same island like hundreds of years in the future, right? Like new invaders are coming, and you pick a new
Nice.
spirit to help defend, but you have help from the previous spirits.
It's like a
pretty
legacy
neat.
game within the same game.
Yeah, it's
Game
it's
plus.
pretty cool. So check it out, man. It's
Nice.
good stuff.
Nice.
all right.
All right. Well, fans of Dead of Winter, one of the co-creators of that, Isaac Vega, he went off. He split off, and they started Rose Gauntlet Studios. So they are. They're saying he's going to make a board game that is actually scary, like a horror themed board game. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I'm like I don't scare very easily.
I don't know.
I'm like
Unless it's
unless
going to be like a video board game with like a jump scare on the screen.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
jump scares are
Yeah.
cheap thrills.
Well, they could do it a story-based board game,
yeah,
and so as you read in the story,
it's creepy or
it's
something.
creepy.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll
Sure.
see.
From the scary the way a
And
book
some
is
people
scary.
scare a lot easier. I
Or
mean,
do
we're pretty
like a
desensitized. We've
psychological
watched
horror.
so
We watch
many
a lot
like
of
horror
horror.
movies
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
You're like, oh look, there goes his head. Okay.
Yeah. I'm waiting.
Whoa, spoilers.
I'm
Yeah.
waiting. But it's under the working title or code name right now. There will be ghosts.
Okay.
So I'll give you an idea of what it's probably going to look
Okay.
like. But we'll see what happens. Keep an eye out for that. I thought this was interesting. Normally we don't like talk about specific retailers, but Target
Okay.
has stopped selling trading cards.
Yes, thankfully, because that was a big
Yeah.
thing too.
Because
like,
people
were.
are idiots.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
will
they
just
sit outside
say
and
it.
wait for them to restock their stuff, and then go buy them all and sell
and
them
then,
online.
and then fight in the
Yeah.
parking lot over
Oh,
it,
geez.
or
I didn't
get
hear that
shot.
part.
Yeah,
Wow.
somebody actually got shot.
Yeah.
Wow. It
So
took that.
be
Well,
nice.
I don't think
guys.
they got shot. I think they just like pulled a
Somebody
gun.
pulled a gun.
Pulled a gun
okay,
on 'em.
Still
Still
bad.
Close enough.
I
It
may
wa-
there'll be a
Idiots.
editor's.
No,
note
I
if
hope
I'm
you're
wrong.
right. I hope
Yeah.
it's just somebody pulled a gun.
Me too.
Yeah, you don't
Nobody
want somebody to
actually
get
got
shot. Yeah.
Please say that. Please be right.
And then
I want
those
to
are
be
the type of
wrong.
people that make
tells me-
responsible gun owners, look bad.
And
Right.
it also says if you're going to be a responsible game player, don't buy the ones online
Yeah.
unless you know.
I
Well,
didn't
yeah, the thing
realize
is
that
sometimes it's hard to find them anywhere else
those
because
things
they
are
get bought
like
up so
high in
fast.
demand right now. Though that
It's
would-
crazy.
It's bad.
crazy,
Yeah.
and they won't sell any kind. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's talking about like Pokemon and all that stuff. So I guess the good news on this, right? The other side of this is that hopefully
They go to your
it will drive
FLGSs.
people to actual game stores
Yes.
Sure.
to buy
Yeah.
trading
Hopefully.
cards,
Which
and
is good.
support those businesses.
Yep. 'Cause
Yes.
it's better to support your local game store than a Target or a Walmart or any place like
Right,
that.
right, right. Agreed.
Hands down.
Plus, those guys will probably know more than your Target or Walmart
Yeah,
about
they
those
will
Yeah.
actually let you buy good stuff and not
Yeah.
just whatever junk
Mm-hmm.
that is being sold. Fans of Critical Role, they have launched their own game company, publishing company, Darrington Press. So they're doing like a role-playing game. They're doing a video game. And they are also doing a board game, which is going to come out later this month.
Wow.
Now-
And didn't they also get their own Munchkin?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
I
I
think so.
They're
think
on a
so.
roll.
But that wasn't published
a
by
critical
them.
role.
Oh.
I'm here all week, folks.
So this game is based on, I guess, a protagonist from one of their early campaigns, their first or second season. I don't follow Critical Role. I'm aware of them. I
Right.
acknowge their importance.
Existence. Right,
and
people
their
like 'em,
existence.
yeah.
Yeah. No, that's great. If that's what you're into,
right.
great.
Yep.
But this is Ukatoa. Ukatoa is a 3 to 5 player game where you are sailors on this ship. You're all of different factions, and this mighty sea god from underneath has come and he's wrecking the ship and he's tearing it apart, and you're like sacrificing other people and trying to survive the
I'm in.
storm. And Ukatoa is there, like just killing people.
Sure.
It looks like kind of fun.
That's like, what was that one game where you're like with the chum in the water and you got to throw people overboard?
What was that?
What was
game?
that? You know what I'm
Is it
talking
game
about,
from
right?
Atlantis or
No,
Jaws?
no. There's one where everybody's like got positions
Oh,
on a boat.
lifeboat, lifeboat,
Yeah, that-
lifeboat.
you could chum the water, then like throw
Yeah,
somebody in it.
Yeah,
Wow,
lifeboat.
evil.
Yeah, that was great.
But that's coming out later this month in May. Does anybody here play Assassin's Creed Valhalla?
Yes,
I want to.
I
It's
played
good.
the first Assassin's Creed game.
I've been playing that.
You've been playing Valhalla?
Mm-hmm.
So are you aware of Orlog,
No.
the dice game that they play in the taverns?
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
little
yeah.
mini-
Yeah,
little
it's one of the
mini
mini games in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna actually make it.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. They're
I
making it, but they're only making...
Kind of heard about this, but I didn't know that it was the Orlog thing. I just heard that they were doing something based off of Valhalla.
Okay.
So
So that's interesting.
it's going to come with 2 sets of acrylic dice, wooden bowls, polished stone health counters, metal coins, a linen game mat, 2 storage bags, and it's going to come in a wooden storage box. The Gods cards are going to be laser cut wood and look aged.
Wow.
They're only making 500 copies of this.
It's like
game.
the Cones of Dunshire all over again.
Not out yet. It's not out yet.
All right.
How much do you think it costs?
Only making 500. It's got to be like
$500.
$100, $200.
It is $200.
Boom.
It will be $200.
$200.
And they're only making 500. Now they might
Sure.
make more if everybody. I mean, I'm sure this will sell out super quick.
Yeah, and then someone's going to sell it again, second market.
Right,
yeah.
right. Yeah, but I would say if you can't get
$500.
in on the first one and you really, really wanted it, I would just wait because
Yeah.
odds are
Keep messaging them, and they'll and eventually they'll cave into
they
it.
will make another one.
Who's putting it out?
Who makes Assassin's Creed?
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's them directly. They're not going through like a.
As far as I know,
Second party
I
or
don't
something.
have they haven't teamed up with Simon
Okay.
or somebody like
Right.
that yet.
Oh yeah, because otherwise it'd be available via. Never mind.
Right.
Oh. Shots
Very,
fired.
very
But not in a parking lot at Target though.
That's right. That's right. No, they just pulled it out.
They just pulled it out.
They didn't shoot
Okay.
anybody. Last one I got because I had a bunch. And
Yep.
sorry if I stepped on anybody's toes.
Oh, not at all.
Transformers: The Deck Building Game
Oh,
by
nice.
Renegade Game Studios. So that's
As long
guys
as
who
it's
make
not Michael
plank
Bay.
Yep.
and stuff, right? No, it looks
No,
way
that's
more
an
like
expansion pack.
it looks way more like the original like cartoon series.
So you said it's
So
deck building, and so the cards.
You're
drawn,
the
hand-drawn?
Autobots going after Decepticons. And
Cool.
yeah, I don't know how it's going to
How
play.
they
out.
play-
They should,
right,
they
like
should
kind of
let you
play
play as
format.
the Decepticons.
Well, you got to
We'll
save
see.
room for expansions.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, maybe it'll be like a DC thing where you're playing the heroes
You know
for a
what?
while,
And
and then
then-
eventually you get to play as
And then they'll get into the Dinobots as an expansion. Just
yeah,
get into all of them.
I'll get in there when they get the Dinobots.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, guys. So I hogged the news for a while. So what else everybody got?
I got 2 bits of news.
Okay.
A while back, we talked about a game from from Awaken Realms called ISS Vanguard.
Yeah.
It hit Kickstarter or hit GameFound. They
GameFound.
had their crowdsourcing. It funded by
a ton.
a ton.
Yep.
And they just reopened the pledge manager for late backers.
Yeah.
You can get back in, man.
Get back in
Cool.
it. Get
Just
back
when I
in
thought
it.
I was out.
So they added a couple of things. They have these dice. They now got this like galaxy thing on them. So they're like 2 colors and there's like stars and stuff. It's really
Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
And then they added these boxes that are meant to put the decks for each of the 4 factions.
Okay.
The cards go in the box, and then on top of that is a little magnetic lid, and in the lid you put all the dice, and then there's another magnetic lid that goes on top of that.
Nice.
And you can get that sun dropped.
Nice.
Ooh, wow.
I'm that close to going
Yeah.
back and getting it.
Yeah.
Wow, because
So-
you're already in on Vanguard, right?
I'm all
So,
in
let
on
me-
Vanguard.
So
Oh.
do the people who already pledged, they don't get that stuff?
You can
Well,
add
that
to
stuff
it.
You could
is
add it to
an
it.
Okay,
extra.
so you could. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm this close to going in and adding that. If I just get the $45 I need.
Yeah.
I mean,
That does help
if you're
with
already
setup.
all in, you might as well go all in, right?
Well, the
No.
$45 doesn't sound that bad. I was waiting for
Compared
you
to
to
the whole thing.
Yeah, well, I was
Yeah.
waiting for you to say it was in like that. It was going to be a lot more, and I $45 for what you just described doesn't sound unreasonable.
Yeah.
And Awaken Realms is
You're just
usually
convincing me
pretty
to go do it.
Right.
sorry.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because I don't want to have to.
Exactly.
Because if you think about it, though, if that cuts your setup time like in half, right? Because instead of having to dig out
Yeah,
everything,
that's
like,
true.
here's your stuff, and then
It's
you get you
supposed-
going so much faster.
Yeah,
Right?
it's supposed to replace what's in the tray, but now instead of everyone reaching for the tray and stuff, you just give them the thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, you're kind of.
I mean, look,
You're
Bob and I
welcome.
invest, we invest in like in maximize our games, especially because if you've got things that minimize setup,
Oh,
you
yeah,
can get
play more.
those,
Get
those
the table a lot
heavier
easier.
games or
Yeah,
those
that's the
busier, more complicated. You get them played more.
So
Yep, you do.
look for that on GameFound.
Yeah.
And
Watch for Spencer's bank account to open.
yeah. Oh, it's already taken a hit. Also, you know of the game which I believe did a review of, Between Two Castles by Mad King Ludwig.
Yes.
Whoa.
Uh-oh. Watch your head there.
So they have announced they're doing an expansion. Stonemaier on May 26th. You can pre-order the expansion. They're going to have up to 8 players now.
Yeah.
They're going to have 3 new types of tiles. They're going to have activity rooms. They're going to have secret rooms. and they're going to have ballrooms.
Sorry.
And a fourth tile.
Well done.
The throne room.
Ooh.
All right.
Tell you what, I liked that game more than I like either one of the two.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
I
me
love
too.
that
Yeah.
one.
Me
I
too.
will say I've only played that game and not the other two.
The other
that
two?
crossed over.
Yeah.
And I really liked it.
Yeah,
so
I
don't
did
play the
play- I did play
I'm just
Castle
gonna be
King Ludwig.
disappointed.
Yeah.
I definitely liked Between Two Castles better.
Yeah.
I do too.
And
I do too.
comes with a solo mode too.
Oh,
It's
nice.
Stonemaier. Of course, it's going to come with a solo
Right.
mode.
Nice.
So May 26th. Go
Like a
find
week.
it.
Yeah.
Week and a half.
Yeah.
Soon.
Oh.
Actually, probably a week from when this
This
episode
comes out.
drops.
Yep.
Yeah.
About.
Right on.
Do you have any
Nice job.
news?
You guys kind of took all mine, so
You're welcome.
That's fine.
I did
All the
have
news
it.
you did
I
right
have,
down.
I have
I
an
did have.
amazing crowdfunding news.
Okay, let's get into crowdfunding.
Uh-oh.
I'm real light on crowdfunding, so
Oh, I'm not. I got two.
Well, allow me.
I just got two.
So yeah, it is finally out and available now. You can go back it. Mosaic.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
by our friend Glenn Drover.
I wish he was my friend. Glenn Drover.
Accept my friend request.
Anyone ever know that anybody that knows him that watches this? Because I know
Yes.
he doesn't.
I know.
Like, say, be our friend.
So, yeah, go tell him about it, please.
We want to play your games.
Yeah, so they've announced a few things on there, so there's some news on it. They have a extra large box they're doing that's going to fit all the stuff in it, depending on either you do the basic pledge or the colossal pledge. The box that you get will fit all the stuff you get in it. Then, just recently, they announced a solo mode by, guess who?
Tersey.
Yep, David Turksey. He is
Turksey.
doing the solo mode on that. Really good at doing those solo modes. Man, I've already backed it. I
Yeah.
mean, it's so cool. Story of Civilization, text, upgrades, everything you'd want from a Civilization game. I can't wait.
Yes. Yes. Right on.
So yeah, that's
Right on.
that's me.
I bought Vanguard. I can't.
Yeah.
I know. I hear you. I'm glad you did. That way I could do this one.
We'll play together.
So
Works for me.
I'll mention Gutterfall Bounties.
Yeah.
Because I enjoyed that. We had a chance to preview it. It's on Kickstarter now. It's got a couple weeks left as when this drops. It's $65 for everything. So that's
Got really cool artwork.
it's got really good art. There's a hidden roll mechanic, and I kind of like the way that you do the deck building, right? So when you're drawing cards and you're trying to basically
Like, get a
increase
hand.
your equipment or your actions and stuff, you actually just go through the deck. Like you
And
pay
pick the one you want.
You pay the cost, and you go through the deck, and you actually pick the card you want, which is really nice.
Yeah, it kind of defeats that. Oh, there's a lineup. There's nothing there. I guess I'll buy this. Oh, there's a really cool card that'll be gone by the time my turn comes around. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. And again, I love the art design. I think it's really cool. I like the theme. It feels like a really well lived in universe.
Yeah.
So we do have a video for that, Spencer. Where could they find that? Bam!
All over that. Do we
Boy,
need Dan?
we don't even need Dan.
Power. The power.
We don't even need Dan.
Feels good.
You guys got any Kickstarters you want to talk about?
I got a couple of them.
Okay.
So this is just a kind of abstract strategy one, a little bit. It's called Sodalis. It's a 2 to 6 player team based game, so 2 teams, and it's all inspired by tarot. So the art in this is fantastic. It's
Yeah.
definitely more than one artist.
Okay.
Because the styles, but
Are
all
different.
of them were really good. The game says it takes 10 seconds per player. I'm pretty certain they use the
10
wrong.
seconds?
They use a
Oh.
quotation mark instead of a single prime.
Yeah, that's funny.
Go if you're watching this.
10 seconds
Go in
per
and
player.
fix that in your little.
That's like everybody
play.
just
Yeah.
rolls a die.
Right?
And wait,
No, who
whoever
won?
rolls-
All right, 10 seconds a player. There you go.
So hopefully it's 10 minutes a player.
Right. What was the name of it again?
So you have it's called Sodalis. You have this hexagonal board with lots of little hexes in it and places where you can't move, and every player is going to have a champion, which is based off of one of the tarot cards. So you'll have the Enchantress,
Knight of
and-
Wands,
and the
the
Archer,
Tower,
The fool.
the Fool.
Me.
Yeah, and they all have their own.
Yeah.
No. I'm the fool.
Oh, no.
I pulled the Jeff card. What?
Yeah, it's weird.
So, the goal of the game is to earn tribute. You earn tribute by defeating other champions or completing objectives.
So it's not the greatest game ever created. It's just a tribute.
it's just a tribute.
Yes.
You're welcome. Sorry.
That's awesome.
What I thought was
can't
really
find
cool
it.
about this game, so you're going to be casting spells, and at the beginning of the game, you're going to be setting up the spells you're going to cast, and everyone's going to go through round. You're going to put down numbers, which one's going to go in order. So there's definitely strategy there, but all the Arcana cards that you're going to play are reversible. The other
Oh.
side has a
Okay.
different ability on it that's
Yeah.
related to that Arcana.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, so check that out. That one ends on June 3rd, so we still got a little
You
bit
got
of
time. Yeah, you got probably at least
It's
a week
really,
and a half, 2
it
weeks.
looks
Is
beautiful.
it safe?
Is it safe?
No, I actually didn't check to see if it was
Oh.
safe.
How do you spell
no
it? I can't
Dan.
find it.
Sodalis.
That's why I tried. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
It is almost safe.
Almost safe. Go
Almost
save
safe.
it.
Go exactly.
Yeah, but go save Gutterfall.
Ooh, the
Well,
art
if it ends
is cool.
in June, it's probably going to get there, I'm assuming.
Yeah, probably.
By then.
It's got some time, yeah.
Do you have any?
You took mine, so no.
Oh.
I'm kidding. You were right
I
there
believed it for a
second.
second. That was pretty good. You're like, oh, I'm sorry.
We all wrote down not dice.
That's right. Oh.
So there's an expansion for Not Dice.
Yeah.
called
That's
Dice
right. Somehow
Not
Spencer
Dice,
missed it.
Thrice.
Thrice.
That is very cool.
Not
artwork.
dice thrice.
All right.
What else you got?
I
Is that
got
it?
one more.
Yeah.
This one is a
Now-
party game.
Now that we got you all flustered.
Now you got me all flustered. I got one more. It's a party game, but it looks hilarious, so I thought I would just mention it. It's by Horrible Guild.
Okay.
Oh, that's
It
good.
does-
Dark
Start.
Fighter
Yeah.
Yep. It doesn't go live until the 18th,
Okay.
so
of May or June.
May.
Okay.
So it's
Probably when this
probably
comes
going to
out.
be when this comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The idea is you have a bunch of people. Hopefully, they're your friends.
Oh,
One of
boy.
you- One of you is going to be the guesser, and that person is not going to see all the cards laid out on the table. And there's going to be more cards than players. And laid up on this track are going to be a number of unusual sounds like rewind or car crash or laser fight. And
I see what you're doing.
for the next 13 seconds, all the other players have to do their chosen.
Making sounds.
They all have to, they're chosen. So I get to do laser fight. You get to do crazy cat. Things like that. We all do the sounds for 13 seconds at the same time.
Oh
and
my
then the
gosh.
guesser has to turn around
The same
and try
time?
to guess which ones he heard.
Wow.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds hilarious.
Yeah, that would drive my fiance crazy because she hates when there's more than one thing going on at once. So if
Oh,
you've got like
yes.
12 people making crazy sound
Yeah,
effects, she's
yep.
like, nope, I'm out.
But you can see that would be a party game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
yeah.
The idea
Look,
is
man,
you just get her to sit down and
Yeah.
be like, okay, you're just gonna
Hey.
turn around and listen, and then you're gonna guess. Don't tell her what's
What
gonna
the
happen.
game is, yeah.
And then everybody's just
Everybody's
like,
like, what the heck is going on?
yeah.
So Spencer,
Oh, it's also shared life. So
Oh.
you're trying to not die. You're
Okay.
trying to
Sure.
get the person to guess them.
So you really
For-
need them to
so you
go.
wanna help.
for my
Yeah.
knowledge, what is this game called?
Oh, I'm sorry. I
It's called.
forgot.
no,
It's called Soundbox.
Could you spell that,
Sound
please?
I can't. And I don't want.
Forgot to mention the name of the game.
It's
Soundbox.
okay. No one will.
No one watched
Yeah,
it.
don't worry, Spencer.
Spencer
doesn't
don't watch it anyways.
All right, is that it? Is
Yeah,
that all
that's
our-
what I had. Yeah.
That's it. That's
All right, so
my
so
stuff.
so Jeff, what is our topic today, sir?
Oh, I thought you were gonna
Oh no, what?
talk about like another Kickstarter.
No, actually, I do want to mention one thing. Have you heard or seen anything about this Quacks Big Box?
Yes, I have.
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Do you
What's
know
the
anything
deal?
about it?
Any
I
deets?
just saw a picture of it.
No,
I
I
don't know
just
if
saw.
it's-
I just saw pictures of it.
I don't know if
Yeah.
it's in the United States.
No,
Oh,
didn't
no, I
see
haven't
that.
seen that yet.
Somebody let me know. I
Yeah.
need to know what's going on.
Let us know.
I thought that you were going to be right on top of this.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about it.
Huh.
Just, I mean,
Maybe
the
it's with
picture
that,
of it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any.
It
like,
could be that it's out of
information.
Europe and it's not here yet,
Yeah,
right?
possible.
Like
It
the
very well could
Alchemist
be. Yeah.
expansion and stuff.
It definitely
okay.
happens.
Okay.
Probably since we're getting all the stuff they already have, they have to get an exclusive thing.
Sure.
Right.
Right.
Move to Europe so I can get all my cool games sooner.
So
So, Jeff, talk to us.
What's our topic, Jeff?
we're gonna talk about
That's dumb. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob.
So let's talk about something else.
Let's talk about Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
no, we're gonna talk about good versus bad game design. No, sorry, art
No.
design.
Art design.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
Art.
And,
Yes.
and what I mean by that, more than just like, is the art good or bad?
Mm-hmm.
Does it help or hinder the gameplay or the theme or that
What
sort
kind of
thing?
impacts can the art have on the game
Sure.
itself?
Yes, and the design specifically.
Yes.
A good example is what we in a review we had recently for Red Rising.
Uh huh.
I don't know if this will work, but I can try it.
Yeah, we only got a couple of those.
And how some of the bits weren't exactly easy to see, and that would definitely fall under like an art design scenario.
Sure.
But then they also had those
There were some good
icons on the
choices.
side.
Yeah,
which
there's
were a
good and bad
design
choices.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good design choice.
You're
as
allowed
well,
to
yeah.
you're allowed to do both, right?
Yeah.
You could have good and bad art design, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
colors,
colors.
and
Colors.
the awesome thing though is it seems like now, and in the last like 2 or 3 years, people have been a lot more conscious of like the colorblind gaming community than
Yep.
before, right?
Yep.
Because it seems like older games, it
They
was
didn't care.
just whatever.
Yeah. Mhm.
And now I bet you if Scoville came out now,
They'd have a different.
they
way
would
to-
have a different art design.
They did try a little bit. Like I don't know, granted, they did try. They tried to make them different
Yeah, but
heights.
the
it's
thickness
so
is
hard to tell. You need to put like either hash marks or zigzags or
Something.
on there to differentiate those because there's way too many colors you're trying to decipher, and that game is terrible for me.
Yeah, and it
Because of
sucks
that.
because that is a game you would like.
Yeah.
I really honestly believe that is a game you would like a lot.
We'll just have to make our own version of it.
So
yeah. And
it-
I've done that with some games.
yeah. So I'm gonna say that even though that is a great game and it looks great for people that that aren't affected,
Yeah.
but that is a poor art design choice.
Yeah.
because it does limit
Your pool of potential players.
the people, and if like let's just say you bought that game sight unseen, no pun intended. And then you spend good money on this game. You're all excited for it.
Yeah.
You've seen all these reviews, and then you can't play it
Yeah.
because it's rendered useless.
Yeah.
Right. Without a ton of work
A ton of work.
going in, and you're marking up your own bits, and then that means if you ever decided to get rid of that game, you've compromised the value of it potentially.
Potentially.
A little bit worse for wear.
Yeah.
Because there have been a few games where I've had to like, these all look alike, so I'm going to put like little dots
Yes.
on them. Or
Yes.
like Sagrada. I had a hard time with that because
Oh.
some of the dye are super similar.
Yeah,
so I went through all the
wood,
purple
yeah.
dye and I literally put a little black dot in every single pip on all those colored dice so that they're easy to distinguish apart. Just
Yeah.
things like that, just so I could play a game that I enjoy without having to ask a million times, what color is that?
Right.
Color
Which
is that?
one?
So speaking of Sagrada, towards the theme with the colors, and I know this may be a hard, kind of difficult question for you, Bob, but would the colors be good for what the theme of the game is, being like working up your glass windows?
I mean, I think it makes sense thematically.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because you're stained glass and all these different colors and this, that. It's just difficult for.
Well, I mean, same
Yeah.
thing for Scoville, right?
Right,
You got
right.
different
Yeah. It
colored
makes
peppers
sense,
that do different
But
things.
particularly for Sagrada, they based it off of the actual rose windows at La Sagrada Familia.
Right.
And each of those windows has a very specific theme, which you can actually see in the game from the different colors that you get. So there is a very red window. And actually, they picked colors that fit pretty well. Yeah.
So it
Does a
is
good
tough.
job.
Yeah.
But you could, I mean, it's probably a gradient shading, right? Like you shaded a little more of this or a little more of that.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Sagrada's now, what, 3-4 years old? 3 years old?
Like 4. I'd say.
Probably 4, yeah.
It's been around a little
Yeah.
while.
It's tough because 2020 is like, it was a year
But was
technically,
it?
but was it? Yeah.
Was it?
That really throws off
I
all
don't
my
think it was a year. I
estimations.
think it was a decade.
Yeah,
but-
right.
felt
Yeah.
like. But yeah, I think that Sagrada was right on the cusp of when the awareness
Right.
in the community really
Yeah,
started to
shift,
shift
yeah.
over, right?
Mhm.
But getting away, I guess, from just colorblind stuff,
Right.
good art design versus bad art design. I mean, board layouts can really make
Huge.
a huge difference. If you-
And I will say, this will be like this week, we just did a video of it, and I was watching while you guys were playing this game. But the Mercado board, really good with how it laid out its board, but also still stuck really well to the theme,
Yep.
where you have the customers on one side, and that's like a parking lot,
Yeah.
and it's clearly a parking lot, even when you have all the bits on it.
Mm-hmm.
And you have like the restaurants in the building, and it's clearly a building.
Right. Right.
And-
Looks like
Yeah.
with this, the roof cut out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And
Really
it even
good.
has like like at the side of the initial playboards, the colors where you're supposed to put the people are very distinct from
Sure.
the rest of the board, even though it's still
Kind of
very
looks the same.
similar,
Looks
yeah.
similar. Yeah.
And I will go even in a different direction, and I will use two examples. One game Spencer really loves, and one we just played recently, is games with really good iconography.
Yes, that's what
so
I was
like
saying.
Race or Roll for the Galaxy,
Yes,
right?
The iconography of that is amazing.
It's really good. It syncs up. Once you get that iconography, you can play about any card.
Oh, once
Yeah.
you get that
Easily.
iconography, you get the expansions, you go, I know exactly what this card does. Never seen it before.
Yep.
Yes, yes. And Tapestry, same way, right? Once you've got the iconography down for Tapestry, no problem.
After the Empire. Right,
sure.
You know, like I drew a card and I was like, "This looks like it says I trade in a dude and I get food for it." And sure enough, it was the butcher, the barber of Fleet Street. And then that's what happens. You turn that guy into food.
Okay, Sweeney.
Yeah,
Meat pies,
awesome.
meat pies, get
That's
your meat
right.
pies. But yeah, so for me, good art design really, I mean, it could just push a game over the top.
Yeah.
And bad art design can absolutely cripple a game.
Hinder
kill a
it.
game.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know? Well, I mean, I will say cripple, like while you and I can play, we can play Scoville, you can't.
Right.
I mean, you don't want to. It makes you uncomfortable because of the
Yeah,
amount of
I'm like, hey,
questions
I
you
want to
wanna
make
ask.
this.
Yeah.
Is that the one I need?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Bob. No, you don't need
no.
that.
You want this one
yeah,
right
you want
there.
this
Yeah, thanks, Tim.
Ask me all your questions.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
There have been games in the past where I didn't want to play them because I didn't like the art style. And because the art style was amateurish, I figured that the game design was amateurish, but they weren't.
Right.
So, yeah, game designers out there, you want to get good artists and
Because
think about it.
you're definitely gonna prejudge a game by its art.
You do.
You know, you're gonna look at it and be like, and you're gonna form that initial opinion. You know, you could try not to as much as like, man, that. But then you go to play it. That's a great game. But
Like, look at that. Finger Guns at
you
High
could-
Noon. That looks like a fun, funny, short game just from the
Which one are you
art.
pointing at, Jeff?
If
Over
you
here.
could like grab Clank really quickly.
Okay.
finger
yeah.
guns.
Just
oh,
to explain a little bit about what we're talking about. I think that's what you mean. Just the cover.
Oh,
We just need the cover because this is like
Nailed it.
So like
I was
when you-
thinking about that camera.
Yeah.
it's not on.
Well, when you look at Clank, it's like you can tell you're going to get into somewhat of an adventure because it says so on the box. But with the lettering and how it's kind of wobbly, you also know it's not
Kind of funny, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
not
it's
too
got a sense of
serious.
humor.
It doesn't
Yeah, yeah.
take itself too seriously.
Yeah.
And if you like played it and were like, wait, this is like super serious, it would not like gel, right?
Right. You'd be
Right.
like, wait a minute, this is not
Yeah.
that serious of a game. It looks like it's a kind of a joke. Yeah.
Yeah. But again, though, Clank has really good iconography on the board.
Yes.
Yep.
Both Clank and Clank in Space. And
That's-
once you understand
yeah.
that, I mean, your
Exactly.
cards, the cards you're buying, the cards you're playing, everything just
But I don't want to step on anyone's toes, but I think that's what you're kind of saying with finger guns, right? Like you don't want to like.
I wouldn't think that's a serious game.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Where's finger guns?
It's up here. It's got- yeah, it's
I
just-
see it up there.
yeah,
You didn't have the name, and you
You
just
just got
looked
a
at the picture
weird,
of the guy. You would go, "Oh, that's a quick easy game that's
Yeah.
gonna be funny."
And you may judge the game by that, and I'm not.
Yeah, it looks silly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know. And if you don't want to play a silly game, maybe not pick up finger guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or something.
Right, yeah, don't be like, I only like Euros. Let's play finger guns. Like, not going to work,
Yeah,
right?
probably not.
Okay,
But if
fair
a
enough.
Euro looked like that, you know.
Right.
knows?
I'd play them.
Tales of
more.
Arabian
No,
Nights.
Just kidding.
You know, that's got great like thematic artwork.
Right.
Like, you know, like
Right, and again, though, art design, right? So, like, we just opened up, we've got a video that we did for Sleeping Gods.
yeah.
Right? So the art design, like the book is the map and the way that it's all laid out. I mean, it looks, the design is part of the mechanics,
Yeah.
even of the game.
Yeah,
And-
like I think it was like the card box, was it? Like looked like an old like
oh,
a
they
chest.
look like treasure
Yeah.
chests
Yeah.
and stuff, right? And
which
the,
is really cool and like
Adds
fit the
more
theme
theme
and-
and,
yeah.
you know, more art into the
yeah, and the art doesn't even have to be like my style, right?
Sure.
Or I
Yeah, that's-
specifically
yeah.
love. But like Dinosaur Island, when I first saw that game, I hated the art. It grew on me,
Yeah.
and I really actually
I
now kind of
actually
like
hated
the art. But the art design of the game, right, and the way it's laid out. I mean, I'd say that that's part of the art design, right? The way that you lay out and you go through each section of the turns.
Yeah, they were
And then
purposely
each-
trying to make it 90s.
Yeah, but the way that it's laid out, like, so when you are buying, when you're in your own like board
Park,
and you've got
yeah.
like
Yeah.
your security room and stuff like that, like the stuff looks like metal, right? And then when you're in the
Okay.
lab, it feels
Yeah.
more scientific, and then it's like green when you're buying your parks and your dinosaur stuff. You know what I mean? So like the art design, like in each part, is in step with the theme of the game,
Yeah.
and it's really well done.
and it
So-
definitely has that 80s aesthetic too.
Yeah,
to
that
it.
that that late
More like
80s,
90s.
late
yeah,
80s,
late
early
80s,
90s.
Yeah, it's like 88, 91.
right in
Um,
right in through there.
Yep. So I was thinking, so do you think it's a cop out then when somebody just takes like art from like a picture from a movie.
Yeah,
Like a
don't
still
love
shot.
it. Don't
Yeah.
love it.
Like now, Dune Imperium did it, but they kind of made it an artsy still.
No, but they didn't do it because it's all drawn.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's almost like a still, but it's an
Right,
artsy picture.
but they
of a still.
drew the characters like they look in the new
Movie.
or the movie that's
You know
coming
a game
out.
that does do that we kind of talked about on the channel? Aliens.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
It did.
But I forgive them, I think, because I like the idea.
Yeah,
so
he's
much.
like, it's okay, it's
Well,
aliens.
here's the other thing about that
forgive
game,
you.
though. It's not just kind of slapdashed on like on a card within the card, just looking like a generic card.
Right.
It's themed to the actual card around the picture is themed to
Yes.
the universe, so it doesn't feel too out of place.
Yes, and that is a really good way of saying it.
Yeah.
Like because the game is the way that it is, it feels really in theme. So I guess an example of where it has not interested me is there was a 10th anniversary edition of Marvel Legendary. So it was like not of the game itself, but of the movies. So like of Iron
okay.
Man, right? So like of the launch of the MCU
Sure.
officially. They did so basically it's all the same cards as in the core box of Legendary, but the Iron Man cards are all pictures from the Iron Man movies or Avengers, right?
Yeah, okay.
So for me, you're making the face that I
Yeah.
feel like when I looked at the box the first time is like and I really, really, really like Marvel Legendary. I have a bunch of stuff for it, but I don't really have any interest in the same game with
Different art.
different
pictures.
It's
With
not
just
even
the
art, with
pictures
just
from the movie.
pictures. And so here's my quandary. I love James Bond. I love James Bond movies. The James Bond Legendary game is all photo art from like
the Firefly
or
one?
stills or stills and everything taken from the movies. I don't know that I would love that, but
Sure.
the Firefly art for Legendary is notoriously terrible. So it's like, which would you rather have?
Yeah.
Well,
like,
that's the thing. It's like if the art was good, I'd rather have the art.
I would too.
But if the
If the art is so terrible, would you just rather have the pictures?
yeah, but if it's
Fine, just
something
give me
like
pictures.
if it's something like James Bond, where it's like you have a bunch of different Bonds, and if you had someone trying to like doing different James Bond pictures, and like none of them came out
sure.
looking like
Sure, like
Any one of
if
the
you don't,
James Bonds?
so if you got somebody that can't draw Daniel Craig and make Daniel Craig look different than Roger Moore,
Yeah.
and you're like,
Well, so here's
or like
something.
the Blade Runner game we have, where it's like the guy in the front's clearly supposed to be Deckard, but he looks nothing like Deckard. Here's a picture. It's not like why would you even like attempt to do that if
Right.
he doesn't look like Harrison Ford?
right,
Well,
because
here's
you
another
can't get
thing.
the rights to
Harrison
the,
Ford.
So the
Sure.
James Bond game, that's multiple movies through multiple actors playing Bond.
Yes,
So if you are not familiar with James Bond, you would
Who
not
are
know
you?
that and that are all
George
James
Lazenby
Bond.
and yeah,
Yeah.
But if they drew a James Bond and kept that version of James Bond consistent throughout, then it'd be easy to
yeah.
tell.
But I think part of the charm of the James Bond
Is that who's going to buy that and have not seen all the movies?
Timothy Dalton
Yeah.
is clearly not Roger Moore or
No.
or Pierce Brosnan, even though they look more
All right.
like than any of the other.
For
Bonds.
the record, Pierce Bronson has the look. Sean Connery,
Connery.
has the voice.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, but Daniel Craig has the movies, man.
So
George Lazenby,
Say what?
George Lazenby has the drugs.
He has the drugs, and Roger Moore has the martinis.
So one other thing I like to say about art that I really enjoy, and a good example of it was Black Fleet when we played the other day.
Yep.
Everybody gets these random, like your gold cards, right? Like a 5 value, 8 value.
Oh,
limit.
yes.
And they all line up, but
Almost
the art,
like Machikoro.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But then the art stretches across all those
Oh,
cards.
yeah.
And I really enjoy that. Like
Okay,
Canvases kind of do that with their game boxes,
Yeah.
right? So the new expansion boop, picture here.
Yep.
The new one, like it continues the
Century
the
Spice
art.
Road does that, or yes, all the Spice Road.
Oh, really?
Games, yeah,
I didn't know that.
They all make a
Nice.
thing.
Okay.
The Pandemic,
yeah.
Okay.
Pandemic
And
Legacies.
Yeah.
What is it? The Stephen Feld collection you guys were talking about does that with the cityscapes, right?
Yes, Stefan Feld with
Steffenfeld,
the
sorry, yeah.
sides of the boxes. All
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the
But
buildings.
yeah, I think that's neat when they do that kind
yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah, I like that stuff.
So-
I really like that stuff.
I would like to mention that one of the styles of game, the themes that particularly works well with art that needs to be on point, would be a horror themed game.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Because there's just something about seeing that really good art that that really takes you there.
Mm-hmm.
Like Nemesis, it's
Mhm.
space horror,
Mhm.
and it's part of why it's so thematic, so cinematic, is because all of the art is fantastic,
Yes.
and it's gory, it's gruesome.
Yeah.
I'm playing Tainted Grail,
Yes.
and the art on that, plus the way the cards are laid
dreary.
out.
Yes. It's
So-
so good.
As you play a combat card, you need to match up the bits from this one to that one.
Spoilers.
Yeah, well, the symbols overlay, but it's done in a way though that it feels like the art
Yeah.
kind of still stretches out as
Yeah.
you're laying the cards
yeah,
over.
It's not
Nice.
really technically stretching out, but because it's all done in a very similar, or it's all in the same style, it looks good. Done like
Yeah,
that.
it looks really good. Looks really good.
I will to go kind of in an opposite direction with that. Something I don't like. It's not that that's bad art design. I just find it super middling, and I'm like, whenever I see, it, I'm like, oh, all right. It's something like Splendor or Seven Wonders, where the art is just there to represent whatever it is on the card. You know?
So it's just arbitrary.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's like if, like, say in Seven Wonders, and you're playing like the Great Pyramids of Giza or
Uh-huh.
Egypt or whatever. You have a picture. It's a really nice picture of like the pyramids, but it's like that's Egypt. That represents Egypt, and like I'll play a market, and there'll be people running around the market, and it'll be illustrated. It's like that's what it is.
Yeah.
Nothing really.
Yeah, yeah. It is more interesting when art is actually part of the function of the
Sure.
of the.
Or it goes really theme wise.
Yeah, no, Seven Wonders is pretty.
It's been a long time since I played Seven Wonders, but if I recall, the pictures of the pyramid look like the pictures that we see now.
Yes.
Do you realize how beautiful those things would have been back then? They were covered in gold.
Yeah.
Do pictures like that. I want to
Yeah,
see
but then
that.
everybody will go, well, that's not realistic.
Yeah, but this art's unrealistic.
Well, and that's another weird thing too. And I don't want to pick on Seven Wonders so much.
It's fine.
But like the player boards are like super. They seem super realistic, and then the cards seem like illustrated.
Mm.
Oh, sure.
So they don't really kind of
Not the
jive.
same style.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's off-putting to me. It's like it's not really. It's like all right, that's cool.
It's
like,
fine to have separate artists, but they should jive together a little better,
Right.
maybe.
Yeah, and like it's not that that's. I'm not necessarily saying that's bad design. It's super functional, but I'm just like,
Not the direction you would go.
yeah, it's like
yeah,
okay,
well,
that's
and again, I think Seven Wonders it's old enough that came out at a time where functional art is
Yeah.
acceptable. You know?
well, that's the same way with Splendor, right? Like a picture of a gem is like, yeah, that's definitely
a
a
gem.
picture of a gem.
Yeah, so you probably wouldn't like the Golem edition of.
Oh, I love the Golem
I mean, I
edition.
love it too, but like
Century.
the pictures, it's basically all the same, but the crystal the guy is holding is a different color.
Different color. Yeah.
You know, so that's basically, and then it depends like how, like, oh,
yeah,
this one's for
that's
6,
just
there's
copping
6
out.
gems in it. Oh, this one's for 3, there's 3 gems in it.
Yeah.
But then they just change the color of the gem and
Yeah.
it's a different card.
Hey, even that's better than
If you
Splendor.
hire
Yeah,
an
but-
artist,
but-
It's super basic
Pay
and
the
functional,
artist.
but I don't mind it.
But all of the golems,
All
on
the
there
golems are all unique
fantastic.
and
Well,
they're,
that's
and they're
good.
pretty.
They
Yeah, and
are
I
so
do
good.
enjoy that. But I'm just saying, as far as
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
talking about.
I'm like,
Yeah.
if you hire an artist, you should pay the artist to at least do unique parts for all of them. I mean,
Sure. Well, yeah, it's
support
unique.
your
It's a
artists.
different colored gem.
Yeah, you make,
Even the iconography.
I
in, like,
right-clicked
games like
and
that
clicked
seems
blue,
sort of like
and then I
just
right-clicked
functional
and hit
too.
red.
Sure, sure.
Change that gem to a different color.
Exactly. And that actually reminds me of something. I don't know if this really falls under art design or game design, but dice.
Yeah, that
A
can
lot
fall
of
under art
dice,
design.
yeah, a lot of dice are unique for the game, and you roll them, and it's pretty obvious what they are. But then there are others where it's kind of hard to tell,
Or the font is
or
bad.
the font is bad,
yeah.
or against that color, it's just you chose the wrong colors. I
Yeah.
saw some dice online. They look cool, but they're just like lines that go from one side to the other, and I would
Oh, I know what
have
you're talking
that
about.
would bug the hell out of me.
So there's no pips. You
No
just got like
pip, you
those
just gotta
hashes,
look at
and
the
then, but then they
lines.
kind of like can overlap on
Oh.
this on some of the sides,
and
so they
it would
wrap around.
slow down
What?
how long it would take to just read the thing.
They don't.
Weird.
They don't all
That's-
wrap around, but they can wrap
Oh,
around.
that's
Yeah.
confusing.
yeah.
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 Yeah. I just want to look at dice and know what it says.
Exactly. And
Oh,
I want it to
okay.
be simple and easy. That's one where I'm like, okay, don't go for the crazy art. Just make
Yeah.
it easy.
Yeah.
Maybe one face can be, cool.
Dice-
But we'll all know which face that is.
I
Dice
would
should
say-
be basic, and you should be able to instantly tell what it
What
is.
icon that is.
Yeah.
I would say they'll give me cool colors though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
As long as you can see them, right, Bob?
I was gonna say as long as you, because I have received dice as gifts. Right, I haven't been a gamer
sure.
for a long friggin' time, longer than I care to admit, and
5 years.
total. And I got a set of dice one time. I couldn't read the numbers on it. I'm like, I think it's a 6. You know, it's like, but it's I just couldn't
roll a
read 'em.
20 again.
Yeah,
Another
it's 8
crit.
got a set of die, but okay.
Another crit.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah,
like
so you got to be
some of
careful
my
with that kind of
dice.
stuff. They
Sure.
they do the fancy color plastic plus the whatever weird paint you
But,
put on there.
but I will say there
yeah.
there are games though where the die that come with the game are just ugly.
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
just replace it. Right.
Yeah. Oh, I do
So,
that too.
Yeah.
so a game like GKR Heavy Hitters,
Sure.
right? You get very basic, boring attack and
D6 dice.
defense die. They're like red and white or whatever, and it's like,
Yeah.
I bought unique colored dice for each faction, you know, like to match each mech, because
Yeah.
it's like this game is so
helps
beautiful,
it.
and then you got this little
There's a
crummy
wah dice
component.
on there.
So
Yeah.
like Villainous, okay?
Sure.
Villainous is a very popular game, and it's very well produced, except for those stupid power tokens, which
Yeah.
are just these really
Why would those little
that's true.
ugly,
those little chips of plastic would be
Yeah.
so easy and
ugly
cheap to
little
make.
chits?
Yeah.
And you could make something so much better
Yep.
for really cheap.
You could just pick some up at the those colored
Always
gemstones
back
from like
to
the
the
Yeah,
hobby
those little
store.
glass,
Yeah.
those little glass things, and it would be so much better.
Well, I was gonna say a game favorite, a show favorite, Taverns of Tiefenthal.
Yeah, I like the wooden dice.
I cannot stand those wooden dice.
I feel like they're on theme.
So I bought colored dice. For
I will
everybody.
say,
That's fine.
I don't think I would have liked the wooden dice as much if we didn't play with those custom holders.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure. The
yeah.
custom
Because
holders are nice.
they fit.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Julia.
Yeah, thanks, Julia.
Yeah. Speaking of a game that has pretty good art design.
Yeah, really
But,
good art
like,
design.
It seems like those should have been dual layered a bit. You know?
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, because you can slide around as you pass them.
Yeah.
Stuff like
Coaster-
that.
yeah, but your coasters aren't dual-layered. Coasters are just coasters, and it's supposed to be on theme, right?
Well,
And this is coming from somebody who loves dual-layer player boards more than almost any
This
other
guy.
thing.
This guy.
Right?
Oh, we can't take
but I
you
will
anywhere.
say, if it hinders the game,
Yeah, sure.
maybe don't have it on theme.
Okay, we'll sacrifice a little theme.
Just
Yeah.
gotta just slide the coasters over gently.
Yeah.
But
Gently.
yeah, I mean, I think we've. Is there anybody got anything else they really want to hit on it? Because I think we're really kind of walked through a lot of it.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Is there any big points we're missing?
Not that I can think of. I mean, let us know if we did miss anything.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments. But yeah, so art design, does that make or break a game for you? For us, definitely.
Yeah.
We're not talking about
it can
art
definitely hinder it.
style.
Yeah.
Yeah, not art style. Not art style. The actual
I know
design.
Munchkin, you might not want to play Munchkin because of the art style.
You know what? I kind of like that style.
But
for
the
what it
art
is.
design for what it is, it works.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like the art design on Munchkin. Not a big fan of the gameplay.
Yeah, sure.
So it didn't quite make it enough for me.
Right. Right. Yeah. But that's a difference between just art and art design.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, so tell us why we're wrong. Tell us why Bob's wrong and Spencer and I are right.
Tell us why Dan was wrong, even though he wasn't
Yeah.
in this
Yeah,
episode.
Let us know how happy you are that he's not here.
Yeah, because he'll be back next week.
Yeah.
So enjoy this. Enjoy this while you can.
Yep.
He will be off suspension next week or back from vacation. One of those, I can't remember which.
Yeah, we're not allowed to say.
We're not allowed to say. So
Don't forget to check out our friends at Board Game Mechanics.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay, well, I got you beat you to it.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty okay. They do a
pretty okay.
podcast.
Yeah.
They've got Jason's putting out videos all the time.
Yeah.
We're actually going to have him in as a guest via Skype
Yes,
very soon.
virtually in studio.
And then you're going to just listen to the fireballs get thrown.
Yeah.
Back and forth. It's going to be
Tell
awesome.
me how good my Euro box art was.
I'm fully expecting them to come and look at our playthrough of Mercado de Lisboa and explain to me in exquisite detail why I made the stupidest moves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. Probably.
Yeah.
I'll
Don't
get on there
forget
and comment.
to check out our
Yeah.
sister channel, The Miniatures Rundown, with our pal CJ.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's there.
Is
He
he still
has.
doing a giveaway?
He is. He's getting very close if he hasn't already
So
passed
close.
it by this point.
Get on there and
Awesome.
sign up.
So
Awesome. He's got a video. He's doing a giveaway, giving away some paints, some minis, all kinds of good stuff over there, right?
yeah,
Nice.
and I show up and we do
Oh, yeah,
painting vids.
don't tune
and
Yeah. Oh.
we do painting vids. We do playthroughs of some mini games that aren't considered board games.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't worry.
You also do like weird mini of the week and stuff like that.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, they do
That's
some
cool.
fun stuff over there.
I'll have
So-
to make some contributions to that for you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, boy. Talking about board games, Bob.
I know.
Also, thank you for liking and subscribing.
Yeah.
Please tell your friends. Check out that video for our giveaway once we get to 500 subscribers. And then as soon as we do that, we're going to fire up another giveaway for 600.
Yeah.
So
Keep that ball rolling.
Tell your friends.
You're
The
gonna-
more people you get, the more chances you have to win.
Yep.
That's right. That's right. That is right.
And thank
so,
you for your support and watching us.
what he said.
Matt.
For the Board Game Rundown, I've been Tim.
I've been Bob.
I've been Spencer.
I've been Jeff.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Thanks for checking out the Board Game Rundown. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Share our videos on social media and spread the word. We publish new content weekly, including reviews, unboxing, and Let's Plays. And as always, thanks for watching.